There's one food additive that may be more destructive than any of the other ones on the planet. It's cheap. It's hidden in foods that you would never expect to see it in. And even if you don't think you're buying it, you really are in more ways than one. So what is it? Today I'm pulling back the curtain on what I feel is the most dangerous food additive in the world. And by the time you see how it's made, how it hijacks our food supply, and how it wrecks your health, you'll see why it deserves that title. And stick around to the end to see how you're buying it, even if you think you aren't. I'm going to reveal the most dangerous food additive in the world after this. Let's start by what this additive does to your body. It overloads your liver, leading to fat buildup and non-alcoholic fatty liver. It drives insulin resistance, which is at the foundation of type 2 diabetes and all metabolic dysfunction. It spikes your triglycerides, it spikes inflammation, which leads to heart disease. And here's the kicker, it hijacks your appetite. This is done on purpose. It does not trigger satiety hormones. So you're gonna eat more and you're never gonna feel full. Does any of this sound familiar? That's because this one additive lines up perfectly with the explosion of obesity, type 2 diabetes, and fatty liver disease since the 1980s. This ingredient is a form of sugar. Now you might be thinking, isn't sugar already bad enough? Is it the most dangerous ingredient in the world? No. It's bad, but this one is worse. You think you've cut sugar out of your diet? Think again, because this one sweetener is so widespread, so hidden, and you're buying it even if you swear you're not. See, table sugar or sucrose is 50% glucose, 50% fructose, bound together. Your body has to split it up before absorption. This additive is a free mix of glucose and more fructose. That means the fructose hits your liver hard. The extra fructose load adds up in the form of pounds. And because it's so cheap, it ends up hidden in foods that sugar never was in. Bread, salad dressing, condiments, and even lunch meat. And yeah, sugar is bad, but this is so much worse because it sneaks in where you least expect it. So what is this miracle ingredient? It's high fructose corn syrup. So why is it so bad? Number one, it overloads the liver. Glucose can be used by nearly every single cell in the body. Fructose can only be metabolized by the liver. Excess fructose equals fat buildup in the liver, which leads to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. It is more prevalent now than at any time in history, and it's growing even in kids. The most nutrient-dense food on the planet isn't kale, it's liver. But most of us never eat it anymore, missing out on crucial vitamins and minerals our bodies are designed to thrive on. That's why I created Primal Nutrition grass-fed beef liver from grass-fed cattle made in an FDA-registered facility, and every single batch third-party tested for purity and potency. Real nutrients, just the way nature intended. Make sure you click the QR code over here to check it out for yourself and use code SOUTHERNKETO at checkout for an additional 10% off. Now, back to the video. High fructose corn syrup increases visceral fat, which leads to insulin resistance. One of the biggest problems in our society now. That's the root of type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome. Fructose spikes your triglycerides, which leads to plaque buildup and heart disease. Your inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein increase because inflammation increases with the intake of high fructose corn syrup. Fructose does not trigger leptin, which is the I'm full hormone. That hormone naturally cuts you off from wanting to eat anymore once you feel full. High fructose corn syrup hijacks it. So you can drink a whole soda with 200 calories of high fructose corn syrup and feel like you haven't eaten a thing. And you want another one a few minutes later because it doesn't satiate you. It tricks your body into overeating. So high fructose corn syrup was invented in the 1960s in Japan. Scientists discovered a way to take cheap cornstarch and convert it into a sweet syrup using enzymes. In the 1970s, US trade policies made sugar super expensive, and farm subsidies made corn dirt cheap. So this was the perfect storm. Sugar prices rose, corn prices dropped. Food companies started switching over to high fructose corn syrup in the 1970s. It not only saved them money over buying expensive sugar, but it also became the cheapest and most available sweetener in the world. By the 1980s, Coke and Pepsi had switched over to using high fructose corn syrup as their sweetener, and a lot of companies soon followed right after them. Obesity rates, type 2 diabetes, and fatty liver skyrocketed parallel to the increase of high fructose corn syrup in our diet. We didn't all of a sudden stop exercising in 1980. the food started changing. By the 1990s, high fructose corn syrup was in just about everything. Not only soda, but bread, ketchup, salad dressings, sauces, cereals, and even the low-fat yogurt. It didn't take over because it was better for you. It took over because it was profitable. And we've been paying the price with our health ever since. So how is high fructose corn syrup made? You start with corn, and not the corn our ancestors had. Corn that has been genetically modified to increase the sweetness and the sugar content in it, and then is milled into a starch. Enzymes are added which convert that starch to glucose. Another enzyme is added that flips part of that to fructose. Then they're blended to make a syrup that's anywhere from 42 to 55% fructose. So in the end, it's industrial chemistry that's turning this corn into a sweet syrup that's enough to addict the world and cheap enough to keep Big Food's profits at an all-time high. Although soda companies are one of the top users of high fructose corn syrup, it's really in everything. Take a look at your bread, your crackers, protein bars, granola bars, pasta sauces, any condiment. You are more than likely to find it in just about all of them. So unless you're reading labels like I always talk about, you're probably buying it. But even if you do read the labels like I'm talking about, you're buying it anyway. And the food industry is counting on you not even noticing. High fructose corn syrup is not only wrecking your health, it's draining your wallet in more ways than one. Number one, corn subsidies. Your tax money is being used to subsidize corn farmers to produce more corn. That keeps the high fructose corn syrup super cheap. They're almost begging big food companies to pump it into every single product they can. Then you're paying again. How? Obesity-related illnesses cost $173 billion a year. Diabetes, $327 billion a year. How are you paying for it? Because a lot of it's covered by programs like Medicare and Medicaid. These are taxpayer-funded programs. So your tax dollars are going to subsidize the companies to make it and paying Big Pharma to manage it. So you may be paying for it 3 times or 2, depending on if you read your labels or not. So you may be paying for it at the checkout line to subsidize producers to produce it, and paying for it again when your tax dollars fund the medical fallout. So what can you do about this? Read every single label. Cut out all your ultra-processed foods because most of them contain it. Support the brands that refuse to use high fructose corn syrup. And that doesn't mean buy things with cane sugar. Sugar is almost as bad. In fact, when your taste buds think sugar is not sweet enough anymore, you reach for the high fructose corn syrup. So in my opinion, high fructose corn syrup is the most dangerous food additive on the planet. Not because of one soda, but because it's everywhere. It's subsidized, and it's fueling a health crisis that touches every single one of us. Please share this message with people that don't know, because together, we can try to put an end to this. The less we buy of it, the less power it has over our health, our wallets, and our future. Stay healthy, keep this crap off your table and out of your family's mouths, and I'll see you on the next video.